Alrighty, folks, we need to have a conversation about DSCR loans. We are now in 2025. We heard from Convoy Home Loans, the big players, that one of the largest buyers on Wall Street has stepped away, which means there are going to be less DSCR loans available. They're going to be harder and more expensive. So you might want to get a plan B. And for lots of you out there, plan B needs to be Velocity Mortgage. More on that in a minute. Stephen Dow, do me a favor. Tell us that marketing pitch so we can get into the details of this conversation.
You got it, brother. Although I work very happily for Velocity Mortgage Capital, all the ideas and topics discussed on this channel, that of my own. So let's get it going.
Yeah, one of the things that I love about Velocity Mortgage is A, you're a publicly traded company, so people can go look up your stock symbol. And B, you are not reliant on some Wall Street fund for your life, right? There are mortgage providers where this large buyer was their only buyer. They're essentially out of business. They are scrambling for buyers today and taking haircuts and probably going bankrupt. Velocity Mortgage doesn't play that game, right? As a publicly traded company. So again, you are not impacted by this DSCR lender, exiting the market.
Right. No, well, I mean, we're probably impacted in a more positive way, I would imagine.
Yeah, because you're still standing.
Right. With less potential buyers of DSCR product, I would imagine lenders are going to be pulling back on DSCR programs available because there's no buyers of them. So
exactly.
Either that or tightening up the guidelines or kind of tweaking them a little bit.
More expensive.
Right. And for sure, I'm seeing an uptick in referred business. It started off with another lender and then, fell out or no longer, qualified or whatever the case may be. So I think in this current market, it's definitely, helpful to have a plan B. And I say it all the time. I'm okay with, being plan B because more often than not, things are falling out just for guidelines changing, rate movement. You qualified last week, but this week, because you didn't lock in the rate or whatnot, it just fell out. So it's happening. But it's always good to have a plan B just in case.
Yeah. And one of the other things that I think Velocity Mortgage, you and I don't talk about enough, we're going to do it in this episode, is you have what's called a no ratio loan. So a lot of DSCR loans do have a ratio. You have a product that's a no ratio loan. Let's first define what the ratio is that other providers may have, and then talk about why a no ratio loan is so important.
Well, I mean, I guess important in the case of if the circumstances require it, right?
Yeah.
So obviously somebody that is, I guess self-employed, small business owner, mom and pop investor, small business owner, something like that. Somebody would maybe have to play in a more aggressive tax game. That's where my product kind of comes in to play and is more impactful, because as far as ratios are concerned, for us as a lender, we don't look at debt to income ratio where you're comparing somebody's personal income against their personal debt. In the case of again, non-owner residential, we're not looking to compare the monthly rent against the monthly mortgage payment, which is the DSCR ratio. So we're not even concerned with that. So it's a no ratio loan. I don't even look at bank statements to see what your deposits are to see if I can average out your income in that manner. So it's basically like a no doc or no ratio loan. So the ease of use here is where I think it works out.
Yeah, again, a lot of folks in our networks, they're small business owners. They do the aggressive tax game, as you like to say, and they're also wanting to shop and build a real estate portfolio. Maybe they want to fix and flip in Southern California, for example. Your no ratio loan is the right product. Are there limits like to size, like loan size of no ratio?
Well, I mean, at least for us, it's a minimum of 75,000.
So minimum,
right?
Is there a max?
About 2 million.
Oh, is that all? Just 75 grand to 2 million. Just a small range.
Well, again, the maximum 2 million is kind of predicated on your level of experience and background and stuff like that. So there's some conditions to that, but otherwise, minimum loan requirement is 75,000. So we kind of play in that smaller box.
Now, I just want to ask kind of some follow-up questions, knowing about your products, and a lot of times they'll blend together, but I don't know about this one. Could you do a portfolio loan and still do no ratio, like 3 or 4 properties, or is that a no-go?
No, that's basically, so one topic that we're discussing is basically income qualifying as far as the no ratio.
Right.
As far as the amounts of loans that we do, or I guess multiple properties we could do under one loan. That's just one aspect of how we can encumber multiple properties, but the same qualifying procedure is the same, or the ease of use. It's all no ratio.
Right.
Whether
All
you're
no
doing
ratio. So you can buy 5, 10,
whether you're doing
15
fix and flip,
properties.
whether you're doing, it's all no ratio.
Very,
So,
very cool.
Yeah.
And then the other thing that you and I are known for, we affectionately call our program the 50-40-10. If we were to find an asset or perhaps multiple assets and find an owner with equity, we could do the 50-40-10 and still do no ratio, correct?
Yes. So again, with the ease of use for you as the buyer, I'm not going to ask you to, basically sign over your firstborn and, give me all your family secrets and all your skeletons in your closet kind of stuff. So that, plus the fact that, we can do multiple properties under one loan. It allows you to kind of take opportunity, participate in certain opportunities that maybe certain lenders won't allow you to. So yes, you can definitely. I mean, I'm seeing a good portion. I've had just this last month a lot of inquiries for portfolio loans, and so I guess there's a lot of people out there just are done being landlords, or
No, I think that's exactly what's going on. I think there are a lot of baby boomers that are getting to the age where they just don't want the headache, the maintenance, the stress. They want to enjoy the last decades of their life.
Right.
And I fully expect to buy some portfolios. And knowing that there's a provider out there like Velocity where I could do a loan, I could do a 50-40-10 to lower the blended interest rate with some seller carry. It's just such a blessing.
Well, I mean, I think so, since I've been working here for over 11 years. So
Is that all? Just 11 years?
So no, I mean, it's been a great ride, working at this company, but I think just with the understanding back then when they first created this company of an underserved market, I think it's gone a long way, because a lot of the principals were, part of the whole subprime market way back when.
Yeah.
But I think they knew, learn from some of their, I wouldn't call it mistakes, but probably could maybe tweak it and improve this, kind of the product. I think they've done very well.
Well, what I've loved about working with Velocity now and talking to you every week for a better part of 4 years is you haven't changed. Velocity's still the same make sense lender. You essentially have the same loan products that you had for 4 years ago. You do what you do, and you do it very well. And, I've come to you on multiple occasions. You've gotten loans done. So I appreciate that so much. When I look at 2025, I think it's going to be the year of the investor. I think it's going to be the year of Plan B, because I think lending is going to get harder and more expensive for a lot of people. And I think it's going to be the sweet spot for Velocity. I expect you to get a lot more emails, a lot more inquiries, 50-40-10s, portfolio loans from my community. So if they want to do that, how do they start that process?
I mean, again, email is probably the best, because as you can see, as I'm talking to you, I'm trying to multitask. But email, as I'm staring at my email right now, SDAO@velocitymortgage.com. In the subject line, please put the acronym ORAAT to make it past the firewall. Body of the email, brief description, maybe what you're looking for. Property address would be super helpful. Maybe at least city and state to make sure I lend there. Your mid-FICO score, and best phone number to reach you at. And typically 24-48 hours, I'll be in touch. Folks, again,
SDAO@velocitymortgage.com. Like it is on the screen. In the title, 5 letters, ORAAT, and then put whatever you want in email. He'll get back to you. Thank you, buddy.
Thank you. Have a good weekend, man.